Hey, it's Larry and Kathie J from Jammin 1015.
Hi guys.
And this is Dr.
Holly,
author of State of Slim. And this is a program Kathie and I have been on for 16 weeks.
Yes.
And it is everything.
It is everything. It changed our lives. Thank you, Dr. Holly. I love
Yes,
you
she
so
really
much.
is the best.
And it's done over at CU Anschutz Health and Wellness Center. And again, it's a 16-week program. Anybody can sign up and go for it. But she has studied thousands of people that have successful weight loss, and then she put together the State of Slim program. And it's 16 weeks because it's everything from your environment to the food that you're putting in your mouth.
I want to thank you personally for adding the physical, like you were saying. That was something that I was always envious of people that were exercising. I was always like, I wonder where they're running.
Right. And, what are they running from?
Heart disease.
Right.
So you gave me that, and that was something that I just never saw myself, being able to achieve that. And the fact that now I enjoy it, and now that I feel like you've given me the tools to further that and to, it's just been amazing. And that combined with everything else in the book and everything that you that we learned was amazing. So thank you.
Yeah,
welcome,
for real. And we had our different journeys.
Oh yeah.
Totally different journeys.
Totally different
I didn't know
journeys.
that. I didn't totally expect that. I think that was a little curveball for me, but
They were different.
it made it great.
Right, but everyone does have their own
Yeah,
journey.
yeah.
We all have our own hang-ups. We all have our own excuses.
Yeah.
And I held on to mine as long as I could.
You did. But so think back. I want you to think back 16 weeks.
Okay.
What's the biggest difference? If you were sitting here 16 weeks ago and you're sitting here, today, 16 weeks later, what's the biggest difference in your life, really?
Gosh, there's so many.
I don't think about being fat anymore. I think about working out, or how much I enjoyed the sauna, or the fact that I feel okay running up the stairs with the girls.
So your mindset.
My mind is different.
Your mind is different.
Mm-hmm.
And
It used
we
to be
always
very
say-
cloudy with, man, I'm so uncomfortable, or God, these jeans, my mindset.
And the body follows the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole idea of enjoying the journey. You didn't wait till now to start enjoying yourself. You waited a little bit. We had to push a little
right.
bit. But you turned the corner, and
Yeah.
now it's
It
different.
clicked. It all clicked.
It clicked.
Yeah.
No, it was like I've had so many moments where you have that shakabuku. Is that what you call it?
Shakabuku.
Right, you have the shakabuku moment where you're like, oh, okay, that totally. I was completely off my whole life of thinking of certain things a certain way, and I now feel that I didn't know about eating every 3 hours, and I didn't know that I could get through that and implement that into my life, and then it just become natural. And it's I feel like I've told you this a couple times, that you gave us the secret that was so elusive to us.
Right.
And I feel like that what I would want to do is be able to share that with people that were in my position, because I know
Right.
there's a lot of people out there
So many.
that are on the hamster wheel of I'm eating crappy
Right.
again.
I'm gonna eat better.
Right. Or
Right.
I'm not being physical. I'm not going
You reward
outside.
yourself too fast.
Right, you
Eat it
get in
right.
this terrible thing where you don't think you're ever going to be out of it, and now I don't ever want to be out of this mindset.
Right, we're a little nervous because maintenance is about to happen.
It's okay to be a little nervous.
Right, but you've given us the tools of our bodies are we work out, and it's not, I don't get crazy workout, but I'm active in the day, not like I used to be. I really do a treadmill or, a row or a bike. And then on top of that, my normal is now here, where my normal used to be a monster that couldn't wait to eat candy or whatever. And so if my monster ever comes out, you've given me the tools and the skills to get back to the normal.
Your new normal.
That was the
Different.
secret,
Yeah.
right?
So what would you tell a newbie, someone who is kind of where you were 16 weeks ago, right? And someone who's new
Hang
to this.
with it. Do it. Just do the homework and just start embracing the uncomfortable.
But it's hard, right?
It was hard.
It's hard to get started. You know that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
What did
I
you?
went
what
kicking
would,
and
what did you?
screaming.
What would you wish you had known at the beginning that would have made it easier for you?
I don't know. Pass. Because I had
she's
the
gonna
highest
pass.
hopes.
But what? Something that it.
I don't know. I don't know. This feeling I have now is so elusive to me that I couldn't imagine it. Yeah.
I feel that if I could have told myself that, because I thought in my head, because we've done other programs, that I was just going to lose the weight and then be on my own.
Yeah.
So that was my mindset, just stick with the program and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And then you told us about maintenance and how that whole thing works, and it's pretty amazing because I feel that there's really, like, we have the keys to the kingdom, so there's really no excuse to ever really get back to where I was because now I know how to do it. I feel like I know
How to
that
keep
there's that
going,
built-in safety net
to
for
lose
sure.
more.
Right.
And if we get crazy, we know
You
how
have
to
a built-in
pull.
safety net, right? Yeah. So all of that, but it's a journey.
Right.
I always
Yeah.
say this isn't the end. It's
Rocky
the end of the
roads.
16 weeks, but
Right.
the beginning of
everything else.
the forever journey, right?
Right.
The beginning of a journey. So there's going to be times you struggle, but yes, you got to fall back on your skills, and you got to fall back on what you know, and you can't go off and start doing crazy things.
Right.
Right, and you know what? The scale is important because you have to know when you're getting out of control. And a lot of times when I was getting out of control, I bundled it into days at a time, and then I wouldn't step on the scale. And now I'm here.
No, that was definitely. I had
that's a skill. The meal prep is a skill that I never thought I'd learn. It was just fantastic.
One thing about Stay to Slim is what I call experiential learning. So I make you do experiences. I encourage you highly.
Yeah.
They're
to a
actually,
certain
some are
extent.
fun, some are terrifying.
Larry learned
Some
to hate
things
Dr.
you may not
Holly.
want to do. What was your favorite
Of those?
of those? Yeah. What was your favorite?
I would honestly have to say the most impactful was probably the no TV because it really
Messed with him.
no
Totally.
but
Totally.
it showed me how easy you can get into the trap of TV and be where you could be doing other things. You could be actually getting physical and finding a whole new life outside of the television. Like I was definitely a TV ad. And when you took the TV away, I realized how much TV I watched.
Yeah.
And how much I could use some of that time to get on the treadmill.
Because you always have it on in the background.
Right, for sure.
Right.
So it's kind of like, but I mean, it was a very interesting lesson.
Right.
That was interesting.
Mine was Candy Baby, man.
Was it?
I hyperventilated
You
when
did.
you gave me Candy Baby.
You sent me texts about no TV, like thought I was joking or something.
Right.
I was like, no, this is real.
I was
like-
like, I was like, the Bronco
And
game is
you-
on Sunday.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Right, I was
So,
like, for
all
real?
these things, and you were like literally hyperventilating, having to carry that
Having
out
to
of
carry because
out
I'm
of
a
clinic.
closet candy girl and stuff, and so.
Explain Candy Baby.
Okay, so Candy Baby was one of the things for the week, and she brought in the best candy ever.
It was
Put
all
in a
kinds of
huge-
junk food.
Put it in a huge
Chips,
pile in front of us.
candy.
She told me to fill up my huge freezer Ziploc bag full of it, and in my head I'm thinking,
How am I gonna cut this
I'm
open
gonna
and
break
retake
into Candy
it?
Baby. I'm gonna, I can't wait to eat that as soon as
You
I
had to
leave
carry
here.
it with you all week
And I had
long,
to
just
take-
like a baby.
I had
Kids
to-
had to be
right.
with you at all times for
And
everything.
so I had to walk into the gym carrying Candy Baby, and that was already uncomfortable for me enough to be walking into the gym.
That was
because
very
you feel like everyone's
embarrassing.
staring at you, and literally, I felt like everyone was staring at me. They're not. I've learned, but also Candy Baby, it made me start crying. Like I was like, oh my God! Like I felt so embarrassed that I was exposing my bad habit to everybody.
Right.
Because
But-
I hide things, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like a symbolic in the sense that, out of sight, out of mind. Like Kathy duct taped her
I
Yeah.
duct
Candy
taped the
Baby,
hell out of Candy
so
Baby.
she didn't have to see it, but she
Threw it in
still-
the trunk.
Still
I'm-
carried it around.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
did.
about environmental change, and when you can control your environment, you do so, right?
Yep.
If you have a bowl of candy sitting on your desk, that's just asking for trouble.
Like
You're
my
gonna eat it.
willpower might be great in the morning, but it's
Right.
not going to be in the afternoon.
So when your willpower is higher, take care of it. Don't have that temptation. So, I wish we could live in a world where we didn't have temptations, but things happen that you don't control.
right.
Oh my God, they sell
So-
like junk food everywhere now. You can't
Yeah,
go anywhere without
exactly.
temptation being all around you.
So
Yeah.
Candy Baby was that temptation.
Yes.
That
And
was
it was
good.
how to deal with it and how it made you feel.
Right.
And I think it brought up a lot of things for you that you then worked through that actually I think got you to the point where now you're going.
Yeah, I'm
Now
going, but
you're
I still
going.
miss Candy Baby. but Dr. Holly was like, crunch, crunch. She beat up all the chips
Yes,
and everything. And I was
yeah.
like, it's gone.
Yes.
Goodbye. But no, this has been such a good journey. Like I can't even thank you enough.
I
But
loved
Larry
it.
was
I loved
he was so helpful to me.
Yeah,
I
we-
couldn't
we-
have done it without him being so good on the diet.
Right. So that's one of the reasons we like the small groups because of that support. So if you don't have someone that can support you, you kind of
You need
already
the
had
support.
this, right?
You think you can do it on your own,
But in
you
the
can't.
small group, that's kind of built-in support, and that is a key piece. We know that you tend to take on the behaviors of the people you hang around. We have a whole lesson on that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right? And
And-
so you want to hang around people who are doing what you're trying to do. It makes
Mm-hmm.
it so much easier.
No. It's like the fact that we started actually being social with our trainer. we were like, okay, so now when I'm with him, we talk about training and stuff that I would never have those conversations with anybody. So I want to make a friend who hikes.
Yes.
Because I want to now start hiking.
Right.
Exactly.
So open
Right.
up my horizons and not stick with like, I mean, you can still have all your other friends,
right.
but you want to open it up and like get out there and like live life and be physical and
right.
yeah, like that eluded me for the longest time, but get off the couch.
If you
Yeah.
want to be an athlete, if you want to feel like you're an athlete, hang out with people who work out.
Well, yeah.
Right.
That's going to help you.
Right.
And
sure.
so that's one of the skills we learn, and that's one of the things you can apply moving forward. Anytime you want to do anything, find people that are doing it. Include them in your social circle. It's going to be a lot easier. There's a lot of science behind that. That's not just made up
It
stuff.
makes sense because
Yeah.
there's your support group right there, whether they realize it that they're that to you or not.
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that, you know, like you want support, but then you have to kind of assess your circle as to be like who's the most supportive. And it's funny because with Kathie and I, like we were trying. I was trying to assess. Is she the person helping me up the mountain or pulling me down the mountain?
And
so
it's
it turned
both.
out it was a both, and I was her both.
Yep.
So we're a wash.
Yeah,
we're gonna be
right.
friends forever.
No curse.
But we were able to really pull each other up at times that it mattered.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give a shout out to my husband.
Yes,
who
Chris.
was helped pull me up the workout mountain. I had to pull him up the food mountain, but it was amazing.
But the support is so important in the classes. That's what Dr. Lisa had told us. It's about the fact that the other people in your class, you learn to talk to each other, and now you're talking about things that you never thought you'd share with people. But it's about the more you talk about it, the more you can get over that hump and keep going up the mountain.
Got it. Hardest thing.
Candy
Everybody has
baby.
everybody.
Yeah.
Hardest thing moving forward for you. I mean, everybody has an Achilles heel. The program is designed as a process that works for everybody, and so different lessons and different things, affect people differently. And so it's realistic. You're still doing this. This
Right.
isn't over.
Oh
Right.
no,
Right?
we got a long journey ahead
So
of us.
what's the thing you need to remember the most? That's hardest for you, that you're going to need to work on the most? And I think this can be State of Slimmers out there that are watching this can help you with that. They
Yes,
get it. So
right.
what's the hardest thing?
It would be for me. The fear I have is becoming inactive again and not staying up on being with workouts and stuff. Because again, that was something that I was like, oh, do we have to? And Chris was like, yes. So it's like that'll be a challenge for me if he's ever traveling and stuff.
Okay.
Can I make myself go to the gym and train all the stuff I learned from my trainer by myself and
Right.
just be comfortable with that?
So
And?
you remember that, and people out there can help you with that. Don't let him fall short on that. That's one of the things that's been critical in his transformation. is
Invite
being
him to go
physical.
work out with you.
Invite him to work and ask him what he's doing. Don't
For
let
sure.
him.
Yeah, don't let me
him
get comfortable.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Go work it out.
Yeah.
All
Go work out. What about you, Kathie? What's going to be your hardest, the thing you're going to have to work on the most?
All of it. But Dr. Holly has all these sayings all the time. Like every week we got a new saying, a motivational saying and stuff. And one of them, because they all click with everybody differently, but the one that clicked with me the most was choose happiness over pleasure. So whether it's me not wanting to go to the gym, Kathie, happiness is the long road. That's where you're going. That you want happiness with your health,
Yep.
your kids, your family, the people around you that are healthy. Choose that, because the pleasure, it's going to taste good, or it's going to feel better to sleep instead of go work out.
This long.
Yeah, for this long. So so I just that was when stuff started
Peak
truly
happiness.
clicking.
It's about-
was when I started telling myself that.
Get that next level of happiness.
Yeah.
That's what you really wanted. When
Right.
you came here, yes, you wanted to lose weight. Everybody wants to lose weight. That's what brings them to State of Slim. But to make that weight loss stick, it's about getting to that next level of happiness in your life, living your life in a way that's going to give you fulfillment and happiness and joy and all those
Yeah.
things. And it's a way you feel. That's why it's so hard to talk about. That's why when you ask questions, you're like, I don't know how to say
right.
it.
How do you explain
But you
it?
can see it. I
Yeah.
think they can see it in you. I think
No,
they
no,
can
no,
see
for
it
sure.
in you.
Yes,
That's
right.
the key.
By
That is the
tying it all
difference.
together, like tying reasons to your why of why you wanted to do it, and then all of a sudden interweaving those with things that, like, all of a sudden, like if I want to hike and all of a sudden I become into that, I become like a fan of that, then that was like something I would have never done otherwise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just opened
I
me
love
up.
it. His lessons. I
did.
can hear him. He's
He
trying.
did.
He's trying so hard.
I
Right.
saw
I
the
have
interweave.
but
He's like, I got this. I got this.
Right,
I
right.
know. I
No,
know.
no, but
He
I
was
mean-
seeing, you could could tell he was seeing you
Oh,
when you drew it on the
totally.
paper
Very
that
proud,
day.
very
Right, right.
proud.
No, but I mean, like,
Proud, Larry. That was good.
That's why it's important to learn these lessons
Yeah.
in addition to getting physical, in addition to eating right, because that's what made this whole experience different.
Yep.
And, yeah, it was amazing.
It was amazing.
And then one other thing we always talk about, one of the ways to make it stick, because this whole program was designed begin with the end in mind, to get you
Yes.
where you need to be, not just for weight loss, but really to keep the weight off that you've lost. That's the whole purpose of this program. Nobody wants to start thinking about it, but it is what you need to think about. So you've been doing that, but paying it forward, spreading it forward, helping others that are starting their journey
Yeah.
is part of how you make it stick. It keeps
Right.
it important to you. It keeps it alive in your head, in your
Yep,
life.
Which
Right.
is, yeah.
And so, what are y'all thinking about in that? Any thoughts on how you're going to do that, or maybe that's yet to come?
I already have. We've had some listeners that called us and signed up for Stay to Slim, and I gave them my cell number because I was like, just call me because I can help you through the tough times or the questions, or at least I can call Dr. Holly and ask her right away.
Right.
So I just wanted to be,
dial.
I wanted to be able to help people like that because it was so amazing that I feel like I kind of, even I just always kind of want to be helpful in that sense. Like Dr. Holly said that sometimes Stay to Slimmers come by and talk to classes, so I want to do that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you also gave us the ability she gave us the idea to put together a run, a 5K,
Yes.
For a charity of our choice.
Which would never have been something Larry and I would have
Right.
done before.
Imagine that.
So
Right.
we're super
Yeah.
committed to that, and that's just the beginning of stuff like that for us.
Right,
Love
right,
it.
right.
Love it. Super important.
Super important, but I can't say it enough to everybody out there. If everybody's different, but if you've been struggling with it, with your health, with your mindset, with the eating, all of it, this was our secret.
And you're really ready.
And you're really
And
ready.
you're really ready to do the work. And Kathie, I think you can know that. Just showing up doesn't do it.
No, I
But
was
once
showing up.
you said boom,
Once
and
I
you turn
finally,
the corner,
I was on the
Shaka-boo-boo.
fence for
Boom.
so long, and then it would be like now it's a little bit
So-
70%, 80%.
so you
and-
can want it, but you got to be willing to get uncomfortable. You got to
Totally.
be willing to do the work. You've got to be willing to create a new normal and be different.
But if we can do it with where we
Absolutely.
were, you guys
Absolutely.
can do it.
Right.
No doubt about
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
If you're
No
on
doubt.
that treadmill, this is a perfect
hamster.
example. The hamster wheel. Like it was a while before you get an indulgence, and what an indulgence is something off plan that you can have. And I remember cashing mine in on some Skittles, and I was like, I came into her the next day, and I was like. Like these tasted better than any Skittles I had ever had, and part of that is like when you're on like the free eat or whatever you're doing, you're eating crappy all the time. Your brain doesn't even Skittles or whatever. It's just another Skittle.
Yes.
But if you separate yourself from like that kind of stuff and you're eating totally healthy, when you do have a little treat or something,
It's a real treat.
So much better. Like I even think that like things that aren't treats are treats now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you enjoy it so much more.
Yeah.
Oh, so much
it's
more.
not that. I hope I'm going to ask you this question. Do you think there's a lot of deprivation on Stay to Slim?
No. Like
Right.
in other words, like there was so much food given to us and so many things to choose from that I was like, man, that's a lot of choices. So I never got bored or anything like that. In fact, sometimes I had to remind myself, go eat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's been 3 hours.
And some of the snacks that you eat are muffins and stuff. So it really was actually teaching me how
But
to
you
cook.
made them yourself.
Yeah, no,
You're
right. No,
making
we
your own
made. There was a
food.
recipe.
I'm not giving you food.
She gives us
nothing like
recipes.
that.
No, it is. You don't buy shakes. You don't
No
buy
pills, no
It's none of
supplements.
that. It's
Okay.
literally the food that you will survive on the rest of your life. And it's not crazy. It's all normal stuff.
It upped my cooking game because
Yep, that's what
Chris
I'm
and I
saying.
are now cooking in the kitchen all the time and making healthy stuff, and it tastes so good. And you're like, why weren't we doing this before?
And that's always what I wanted to learn is cooking.
Right.
Have that be a part of my habit. So,
Right.
and now I know that my girls have a better,
Example.
yeah. It's just all around. It was the secret to.
All right, should I do a
fixing me.
quiz?
Yeah.
Should I do
Sure.
a quiz
Oh
question?
Yeah, sure.
God.
All right,
Okay, no
hands on
pressure.
buzzers.
Okay.
No pressure.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to talk about the difference between weight loss and weight loss maintenance.
Okay.
You all remember?
Yes, I remember.
God.
Oh.
Okay.
So when we're in weight loss,
Yes.
when we're actively losing weight,
Yes.
Right.
you're swimming up the river. Right?
Yes.
We talked about that analogy a little bit.
Right.
Which
What
is a
is
great
the
analogy.
most important thing? What's the thing
Your food.
Your
I remember because Larry got it in the meeting. Remember?
She beat you to
Right.
the
Yeah,
buzzer.
right.
She's
I know.
there.
So now
She's
that's
boom,
what I was gonna
boom.
say, right.
So nutrition
Yes.
does the heavy lifting. I always say everything's in the car, everything's in the bus, right?
Right.
But if you didn't have a driver, if you don't have nutrition, you're not going to go very far, right?
Right.
Got to have that nutrition dialed in and everything else.
Right.
All right, now we're talking about weight loss maintenance, right? We've
Okay.
been losing weight for about 4 months. We're going to move into weight loss maintenance at some point. What now drives the bus?
Exercise.
Yep.
Boom, all right, you pass.
Right.
And we
Good
never
job.
thought we'd be the exercise people.
And it's actually fun, and like, you know, like she was saying earlier, Kathie was like, oh, people are looking at you. It's like people are there getting their workout on, and nobody's looking at anybody. They're there all for the same reason. And like, I think initially I felt out of place because I was chubbier, and there's so many people that are in such better shape that I was self-conscious. But once you get over that hump, then everybody's there for the same
Totally.
reason. And it's almost kind of like I'm inspired by other people that I see there. I'm like,
we
yeah,
go.
I want to be
There
able
we
to
go.
do that.
Yeah.
I want to be able to, and then without
And
knowing, I'm inspiring others.
You're inspiring
Right.
and people don't even realize it.
Right.
And that's the whole
key
thing.
teaching.
Right.
Right. Yay. Full circle.
Yes, full
so,
circle.
State of Slim, you guys, you have classes going all the
All the
time.
time. We start new groups all the time.
And then you have a location in Lone Tree?
We have a south location, yeah.
Okay,
And-
is somewhere down, south location. And so they can do classes up at CU Anschutz Health and Wellness
Center.
or
Yeah.
down in Lone Tree.
Either
That's
place,
really
yeah.
cool.
I
So-
say CU Anschutz Health and Wellness. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure
do
of the location, but they have such a great gym there. So I think you should definitely try to implement that into your.
it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, because if you're learning everything at the same time, it really was helpful.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for
Yay.
studying everyone and for
Thank you so
helping
much.
us.
I
and-
just want to make sure you understand this is not the end.
yeah,
No,
we
no,
This
no.
is really the beginning of your journey. So
We know.
this is just one spot, and now you move forward.
You
keep
gave us
going.
the skills in the
You
car.
keep going.
For sure.
Yeah,
This was what I was most nervous about. Any time that I lost weight was like, it was almost like a game of how long is this going to take to put it back?
Yeah,
Ah,
Right.
No.
Right.
She's
But,
got
right, no,
nervous,
but
she
we
got-
actually, this is the first time we've ever had a plan after. And
Yes.
Amen.
This is
Plan.
such a
Yeah.
sound
Very
plan.
strong.
And it's like, it's got built-in things to help you. It's amazing.
Okay.
Yes, so thank you.
So-
Thank you.
Yay,
Thank you.
State of Slim.
Support
Stay
them.
to Slim.
Hold us accountable.
All right.
For more information, and you know you're going to want it, just go to cuweightloss.com.
Or text the word SLIM to 303-597-1015.